We turn your attention outside where you're just watching that sun beat down on us. You're seeing those temperatures slowly come down, but everybody hanging out in those triple digits right now. Right now in San Angelo, it's sitting at 107. Everybody else still in that 100 range with us with that slow cool down, but it's kind of that quiet before the storm because we're watching a lot of that convection off to the west, and that's going to help us form this pretty interesting weather pattern that I want to draw your attention to. We're going to watch this high pressure that is locked in over us, and you see this strong troughing off the west coast. Watch as that high starts to weaken with that low pressure system really off to the east. See how it gradually starts to move off to the east. Well, this next low pressure system with this troughing really has my interest peaked because when that moisture tracker shows us what's overlaid over it, you're going to watch this system really wrap around and pull that moisture out of this, and you see a lot of severe weather. But look how these two areas come together where we could see a lot of severe weather develop right along that line. And when we talk about areas like us, we really see that those storms really develop right along that panhandle, right into the Concho Valley where we're seeing that dry air. Even this area really has my interest peaked as far as what sort of severe weather pattern could develop. We're going to see the front tracker going to show us how that storm will stay off to the east. And then we're really watching this area right here. That's when that moist air makes its way in over those mountains and really drops into the Concho Valley where we start to see that severe weather develop overnight. So during the day, we see a lot of brutal heat followed by a night of windy, gusty thunderstorms. And that's kind of been the pattern. And that's going to be the pattern for a while. Even with the severe storm outlook for today, showing that it's mostly along the Ohio River Valley, but really locked in across the Concho Valley. And then when we see the radar, it's showing us just exactly what we're warning about. Seeing a lot of tornado watches and warnings being issued for areas like Iowa, Minnesota, including North Dakota. And then when we talk about that moisture making its way in over the mountains, you're seeing how it's starting to develop on radar, and you see that line really starting to develop. Once that sun goes down and temperatures start to cool off, that's when we start to see that convection. So we're a little bit later into that early evening, but it's on its way to ozone, and we're going to continue to keep our eyes on that throughout the rest of the night. And high-res radar really giving us an idea of where it's located at. Right now, really just hanging off to the west, but it's quickly making its way into our area where we can see gusts up to about 40 miles per hour. Right now, temperatures across the board, everybody's nice and hot. So we want to make sure we're taking good breaks until the sun goes down. That advisory is going to be in effect till about 8 p.m. And that's what we're going to continue to see throughout the rest of the weekend into Sunday. And we're going to continue to stay in that advisory as long as those temperatures, which they are, going to stay in those triple digits. The high-res futurecast is going to show you those line of thunderstorms that are going to push through. And then as we move throughout the rest of the night, kind of fizzle out, but I would not rule out Junction seeing another round of thunderstorms tonight. We're going to keep our eyes peeled, and those gustier conditions, we saw just how much damage it did to areas across the Concho Valley, down trees, power lines, things like that. So those lows going to drop down to those upper 70s, keeping it favorable for thunderstorm activity. And then tomorrow, really warming back up into those triple digits. And again, another bout of evening thunderstorms. I'm never going to rule it out because the weather pattern is so extreme. Hotter temperatures and then warmer lows. And then, of course, we're always going to see those overnight thunderstorms. And then finally, Isabel, can you believe we're already at that final week of June and where we're going to continue to see those temperatures kind of slowly cool off, increasing our opportunity to see some rain chances with those lows really staying down into those upper 70s. Stay tuned. You're watching KSAN Weekend News at